Hello, I'm going to do the Capricorn love reading, and this may or may not resonate with you. If it does, take what does. If it does not, leave what does not, as it may be meant for someone else. All right, so we're going to get a romance angels as an overall energy, as what may be going on with you within your relationship. We're going to get the Alice in Wonderland Tarot to look at what you may possibly be struggling with, what you may need to look at or focus on, and then future energies that may possibly be coming in for you. All right, so romance angel for Capricorn. Oops, okay. That's the only one that turned over. All right, we have love yourself first. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive, right? You have to love yourself first. You have to be able to look in the mirror and tell yourself that you love you, and you have to be able to make those decisions that are best for you, that help you, not hurt you. You have to love you first before anyone else can love you. If you're irritated or angry with yourself, right, or you're looking at the negative to yourself, you're putting off that energy, right? And how can anyone else do that if you can't do that? You have to make decisions and choices that are best for you, right? You have to surround yourself with those people and those relationships that are positive for you, that are good for you. That if you're in a relationship and you're struggling with something, you have to love yourself first and say, okay, this is bothering me, so I have to communicate this with my partner because this is bothering me. We have Four of Cups, kind of feeling like you're alone, right? Feeling like he's looking sad, right, and lonely, and he's on that rock or whatever it is by himself. He's looking at these three cups and he's feeling sad and he's focusing on the negativity and he's not feeling good. But then we have the dolphin back here who has that cup, that he's offering him that cup, right? That if he just turned around, that he'll see that that's there. So struggling with loneliness, struggling with feeling like you're on an island by yourself. Maybe it's you're looking at all of the negative things at yourself or within the relationship or the other person. What you need to look at is that you really have people behind you that are backing you, right? You do have support around you. You do have love around you. Focusing on the positive, focusing on the good things. You know, is your mind always going to the negative, or, you know, do you need to catch that and stop that and turn that around? We have the King of Wands. He's kind of being silly there. And I feel like it's looking at the past, right? And saying, well, you know what, were you always looking at the negative? Is the first thing that you pick out in a situation the negative part of it, right? Does your mind automatically go to the negative? And is that something that you need to be aware of and that needs to be changed? All right. Seven of Wands. So she has all of these wands coming at her. She's standing on top of the table. She has all these cards coming at her. She has all these wands coming at her. But she's standing there. She's holding tightly onto the wand. And she's like, yeah, I'm going to fight for this. I'm going to make the changes. You have to be in the frame of mind that you are ready to fight for either this relationship or yourself, or fight to focus on the positive. That you have to be in that frame of mind, because if you're not, then it's not going to happen. Nothing's going to work. You're not going to stick with it. You're going to go back to old habits, right? You're going to go back to being alone on this. You're going to go back to that energy. You're not going to see the positive. You have to be able to fight through it. And it's, you know, it's an up and down, and it can take a while. I mean, I know, because I always used to go to the negative. I always used to look at the negative. And I felt like my safe space was feeling like, you know, things aren't going to work for me, feeling alone, feeling on that island by myself, looking at the negative things like, oh, I deserve this. And, you know, if something good happened, it would scare me. It would feel weird. It would feel uncomfortable, because it's like, oh, I'm not used to the good things. Okay, when's the bad coming in? And I'd say, when's the bad coming in? When's the bad coming in? You know what? Then the bad energy would come in, because that's what I was putting out there, because I was asking, when is the bad coming in? When is the bad coming in? And so it did. So then I had to realize that if that's what I was focusing on, I had to turn around and say, when's the good coming in? When's the good coming in? When's the positive coming in? right? I want to take all of the positive energy and all the positive things that I can because I deserve it. That I deserve the good. I deserve the positive. I deserve the rewards for my hard work. I deserve good things to happen for me. And that's when good things started to happen for me. We have the Knight of Pentacles. Again, focusing on the positive, struggling with focusing on the positive, struggling with being strong. Holding yourself back, right? You're holding on to the sun and it's hidden inside your hands there, that there is positive, but you're holding yourself back and you're not seeing it. You're not seeing the positive, right? That I feel like it's, oh, I'm never going to be able to have these big things. I'm never going to be able to have this. This will never happen for me. Things like that doesn't happen for me, right? That you're kind of limiting yourself on the positive and your achievements and your goals and your Nine of Cups. What you may need to look at is you do have support of people around you. You do have people who want to help you. You can rise above the situation. You can move past this. Looking towards the future, right, in a positive new way, because we have the Fool, which is on the sail there, right? That it's looking at it through a different set of eyes and a different perspective. That's what you need to look at. You need to look at that, yeah, I kind of was always focusing on the negative. I was focusing on the hurt, that I was holding on to the hurt, that I need to let that go. Again, King of Wands, because I was just looking at this King of Wands here, and I'm like, feeling like, okay, looking back on, yeah, I was holding on to this. I am focusing on this. I am in the negative. I kind of feel like my safe space is feeling sad and feeling alone and focusing on the negative, because that's where, for me, that's where I was focusing. That was my safe space, was being feeling in that energy. And I was like, no, I don't want to feel like this anymore. This wasn't something that happened overnight. It took some time, and it took a lot of, research and looking at things and asking myself questions and turning things around. It took a lot for me to do that, right? And to refocus those things. All right. And then for future energies, look at it. I love that. Look at that. The Two of Cups, hand in hand, right? But I also feel like that's loving yourself first, right? When you love yourself first and you feel that love for yourself, then that transfers, that's that energy that's putting off for you, that's around the people. Oh, I love that. It's the positive energy that you're giving off, and that love for yourself, and the people around you can see that, right? It's new actions. It's a new way for you, right? It's new and it's different. It's like, oh, I'm not used to that. And it feels funny at first. I'll tell you the truth, that it felt funny at first. It felt odd. It felt different because I was so used to being in the negative. I was so used to feeling sad and lonely and less than, and all of that, that I was so used to that's what I was used to, that when I turned the energy around, I was like, oh, this feels weird. This feels different. I'm not used to it. But then you get into the energy, go, this feels really good. And then it's like when you go back to this energy here, you're like, oh, yeah, that doesn't feel good. That's not where I want to be. I don't want to feel like that anymore. I love it. Six of Wands, rising above the situation. So we have the Six of Wands here, right? So we have Six of Wands and Six of Wands. That you're feeling more positive, that you're like, yes, I can do this. I can do this. Changing your perspective. We all struggle with that at times. Those insecurities and feeling alone. Sometimes if you just go on YouTube and you find, those other people that you feel you can relate to and understand, that always feels good. And what helped me through it was the tarot. Like I said before, is finding those tarot readers that would give those positive messages that say, yes, things are going to get better for you. Things are going to improve. And, I'd be like, okay, yes. And I would feel the energy from the reading, and I would just surround myself with the positive, and I would get motivated, and I'd get moving, and I'd, would try and focus on the positive. And that it really helped me. It honestly and truly did. And that's why I got into, the tarot, was because I wanted to feel that energy. And there's days where I feel a little off, and then I do my tarot readings, and I'm like, wow, like I almost find answers within myself, and I feel happy and I feel positive about it. We have the King of Wands again. So we have the King of Wands 3 times here. So I feel like the King of Wands is somebody who's very wise. It's also about taking actions. It's about learning from the past before moving forward. 9 of Wands, which you're exhausted and you're tired, but it's hang in there, right? Don't give up. Keep going, right? Because then we have the 10 of Pentacles. Finding those rewards, it's almost like finding that pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, right? You're walking and walking, metaphorically, on the rainbow to figure out where that pot of gold is, but it's like working and working on those things, and then you stumble upon the pot of gold and these positive energies and things. We have the 5 of Swords, is not letting what other people have to say affect you, not letting what happened in the past affect you, that you move on from it, you move away from it, right? You take what you can take from it, and then you move on from it. Getting yourself back into that positive, young, playful energy, focusing on the positive, leaving the 3 of Swords behind, right? Not focusing on that, leaving that behind, that was in the past, that was the old you, right? That you don't want to be in that energy again. Moving forward, the Knight of Pentacles, that slow, steady progress towards the positive, focusing on the positive. Again, we have the 3 of Wands, looking towards your future in a different way and seeing things from a different set of eyes and seeing things differently, because your perspective is more in the positive rather than being alone here on the rock. Opening your eyes to what the universe is trying to show you, right? Opening your eyes to, wow, like, I love this energy right here, right? The 2 of Cups and the Sun card and the Page of Wands and new actions and the Knight of Pentacles, and looking towards the future and opening your eyes to new possibilities, new feelings, stronger relationships. 8 of Wands, positive energy moving forward with the Sun right there, right? Things start happening quickly. Once you get into this energy, then things start happening quickly, because you're manifesting all of this positive energy. You're manifesting positive things to come into your life. All right, so let's close out with an animal oracle. We have Crow Spirit, co-create with Spirit. Being in touch with the universe, listening to those signs, right? The universe is trying to tell you something. It's trying to say, wake up, open your eyes, see things from a different perspective. Don't hold yourself back. I'm showing you signs, little confirmation signs of things for you to open your eyes and to embrace this energy here. All right. Thank you so much for watching. As always, stay positive, stay safe, and I will see you next time.